Hello! Hello, hello, and welcome to episode number 25 of Bedtime Stories with Vijay. Vijay will take you through another story, a story of a little duckling, a story of a duckling who's cute and fluffy and so adorable. The story of a duckling who's called Funny. Let's find out why he's called Funny. All right. So, once upon a time, there was a duckling, a very cute and adorable little duckling. But this duckling was slightly funny. Everywhere she went, everyone around her would end up laughing. She would either do something funny, say something funny, maybe fall over, something or the other she would do, and everybody around her would end up laughing. You want to know why? So I'll tell you a story about her and why an incident that made people start laughing at her. All right. So once this little duckling went to a party. It was the frog's birthday party. She went into the party and wished the frog, and there were so many guests at the party. Everybody was laughing, everybody was talking and joking. Somebody was drinking juice, somebody was eating sandwiches. They had not cut the cake as yet, and everybody was very happy. She went and wished the frog, and the frog handed her a glass of juice and said, "Why don't you enjoy the party? There's still some time for me to cut the cake." So our duckling took the cup of juice, the glass of juice, and took a sip. As soon as she took a sip, she went, she got hiccups. She just could not stop. Just then the rabbit came by her and said, "Hi, duckling, how are you?" And you know what she replied? She said, "I am fine." The rabbit started laughing. It does sound funny, doesn't it? The duckling was embarrassed. So she moved towards the group of snails. And she said, "Hi, snails. What's up?" She shut her mouth as soon as the hiccup came up. But the snails had heard it. They looked at her and said, "All good." They're snails. They're talking slowly. "All good. What's up with you?" The duckling said, "Yeah, yeah, all, yeah, all good." Yeah, yeah." Everyone burst out laughing. The poor duckling felt really foolish. She just couldn't get one single sentence out of her mouth without hiccuping, without a hiccup. So she slowly moved out of the crowd and she sat in the corner. But did the hiccup stop? Nope. Every few minutes she would go, "Ah, ah, ah, ah." She hiccuped so loudly that her entire body shook. "Ah, ah, ah." She was now very embarrassed. Everybody was looking at her. She didn't want to be the center of attraction, and everybody was looking at her and laughing. So, what did she do? She kept the glass of juice down on the table and quietly left the party. But did she leave quietly? No. As she was walking out, she did, and she left the party. The poor, sad little duckling walked to the pond with her head hung low. All along the way, she kept hiccuping. Does that happen to you? What do you do when you have so many hiccups? The poor duckling didn't know what to do. She got onto the water and she swam. But as she was swimming, she went. Suddenly, she heard her after her hiccup. She looked up. Who was it? Every time the duckling had a hiccup, there would be a. She wondered. And then suddenly she had a double hiccup. And what happened? Oh my god! There was somebody or something out there which was making a sound after every hiccup. She was scared. But the pond was hers. She wanted to know who it was. She was intrigued. So what did she do? She swam around the pond looking for the source of the sound. So as she swam, every time she had a hiccup, every time it was followed by a. She wondered. The duckling swam up the pond and she looked. She saw no one. But every time she had a hiccup, the dang would be heard. So she swam down the pond. As she swam down the pond and rounded the corner, she could hear the sound a little louder. Now, as she got closer and closer, she could hear the sound louder and louder and louder and louder. She reached the water lilies and shifted the water lilies. She pushed them aside with her beak. And what did she see? She saw her friend the frog sitting there with his drums, waiting for the little duckling to have a hiccup. So every time she had a hiccup, he hit his drums. One more hiccup, he hit his drums. One more hiccup. Oh my god! The duckling looked at the frog in astonishment. And the frog looked at her and he smiled. So the duckling asked, What? 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 What are you doing here? To which the frog replied, he said, You, dear duckling, are my friend. And whenever you came to my home or we went out together, you made it so much fun because you're so funny. And so when you came to my party, you brought so much fun to the party too. But when you left, fun left too. It was so boring after you left. And I knew that you were sad, so I came searching for you. I couldn't see you at first. All I could hear was your hiccup. And every time I heard your hiccup, I would automatically tap my feet. And I realized that we were actually making music. So I rushed back home and I brought my set of drums because I wanted to make some music with you. It would be so much fun. It would be like jamming together. And so, as you swam on the pond, I used the drum to catch every beat of your hiccup. So when you went, I hit my drums. Imagine how much fun it is. Can you hear the sound? We can actually make music. So here I am making music with you. The duck was overwhelmed. How sweet of the frog to say that. And then suddenly from the bushes jumped all the other animals with different instruments. The rabbit had a harmonica. The beaver had a guitar. Two elephants carried one cymbal each. Clang, clang, clang. The bear had a violin. And the parrot was ready to sing, while all the other animals were clapping their paws or hitting their hooves, and they were all making music together. Isn't that amazing? And that is what true friendship is all about. You don't make fun of your friend. And even if you do crack a joke at your friend, you do not pull the joke so far that your friend feels sad. Instead, you find the funny in the joke and you explain that to your friend and you all laugh together. You join in and make a silly situation fun. And thus, our funny, silly, cute, adorable little duckling realized just how lucky she is to have such wonderful friends backing her up. What do you say? You think this was a lovely story? I think the duckling is really, really lucky. I would love to have friends like this. Will you be my friend? And we can all laugh at all the silly things that we do together. So, my dear children, how did you like today's story? If you like today's story, drop me a comment and I will answer all your questions and I will also laugh with you. You know what? Let's all share a joke. So when you see this video, drop me a joke and let us all laugh at those jokes. All right? So, with that, I end today's episode of Bedtime Stories with VJ, and I promise to be back on Friday with another interesting story and other fun story to listen to. With that, I sign off. Good night. Take care. Sleep well and sweet, 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 sweet dreams, dear children. Bye bye.